Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. It is time to cook once again, and I have got some cracking recipes for you. Today it's all about on toast. I love toast. It's kind of one of my favorite meals of the day, breakfast. I love amazing toast. So I thought I would share a couple of recipes that involve toast and these beautiful mushrooms. Now, as a kid, I did not like mushrooms. They were slimy, they were weird, they were just dodgy, in my opinion. Didn't like them at all. What I didn't realise was, bless my mum, wasn't cooking them right. Now I love mushrooms when they're cooked well. We've got this beautiful big king oyster mushroom. If you see these in the shops, get them. They're absolutely amazing. We've also got some shiitake mushrooms as well. And then I have got some little enoki ones, which are the little tiny mushrooms. What we've got to remember is how we cook all this, okay? These big mushrooms, these small ones. But I will give you a masterclass on how to make the perfect mushrooms on toast. So we'll get started. Now, Carlos is on the edit today, aren't you?
I think I am.
See if I can turn him into a mushroom lover, all right? So I'll give it my best shot. So I'm gonna get a non-stick pan on the heat first. It's important we get that nice and warm. We'll grab a knife. In fact, I'll grab a couple of knives, okay? So, I've got my Edge Keeper knives, which I use all the time. You can get these from cookserveandenjoy.com. They're brilliant knives. Got built-in sharpener, love them. Use the 20cm Cook's one all the time. Okay, so let's put this, love these mushrooms, they're amazing. So, we've got our shiitake mushrooms, really easy. Cut them in half, all right? So we're going to sort of group our mushrooms into size order. And the reason why we're going to do that is so that they all cook at the same time. If I added all those into the pan at once, some are going to be cooked, some are going to be raw. And mushrooms have an incredible amount of water inside them. So we need to make sure that we get that water out and we intensify the flavour. So I've got some small oyster mushrooms as well. I bought these... where did I buy these? I bought them in Marks and Spencer's yesterday. So I'll cut this big mushroom in half and then I'm just going to score it like a diamond shape on there. We'll season it up and then let's get that into a hot pan. And that seasoning and that diamond crisscross on there will really allow the flavour to intensify by helping get the water out. So scoring the big mushrooms. I'll show you again on this one. Now I've got a big portobello mushroom here. These are the ones that can be cooked like chunks of steak. They're amazing. I'm just going to cut this in there and I'm just going to show you this big piece here. Can you see this all right, Carlos?
Absolutely.
I'm going to score this one as well so we can kind of see what I've done. So that just the tip of your knife and just score that flesh like so. And that's really going to help get the moisture out and intensify the flavour. So a bit of salt on there as well. Push the salt into those gaps and let's get that in as well. So we've got our king oysters and I've got a thick wedge of a portobello mushroom there. Now the herbs that really work well with mushrooms, in my opinion, are rosemary. So I'm going to put a piece in. I'm going to put some thyme in. And then I'm going to grab a sage leaf and sit that on top and that will start to penetrate flavour-wise. So a little bit more oil in there just to get the whole thing going. Smells good already. And then we will carry on. So the big mushrooms, get those in the pan first. The little shiitake mushrooms and the small king oysters we've got there. I think that'll probably be enough. So what I'm going to do is all the trimmings I'm going to keep, because it will make the most incredible soup. It will make a beautiful mushroom sauce for pasta. You could do like a creamy mushroom sauce. You could dry them out and grind them down to a powder and use them for seasoning for chicken. It's amazing. You just put your oven on like 40 degrees, put them on a tray, nice and thinly sliced and dry them out, but perfect way for keeping them, okay? Do not throw them out. Okay, so there are medium-sized mushrooms, and these are our small ones, okay? Right, let's have a little look and see what's going on. Right, so if I flip this over, Carlos, can you see that?
No, yet.
Can you see how that's starting to draw the moisture out? And we're really starting to get some good flavours now. So turn that one over and see what, you can see the scores that I've made have really opened out there. So I'm now going to add some of the medium-sized mushrooms around the side. And I'm going to salt those as well, because you've got to get the moisture out. It's really, really important. A little bit of pepper. That'll just help the flavours along. Okay, so we don't need those. And then we've got our little mushrooms. Now let's grab some sourdough. I've got some beautiful sourdough. This is a Jewish rye sourdough. So I'm going to cut a decent slice. Okay? And I'm going to pop that in the toaster. Okay, good bread. You want crusty bread that will really absorb the flavours, okay? So let's just give those a little toss, get everything moving around, but then get everything back down onto the pan. Okay, look good. Right, some butter. Like a bit of butter in there. There we go, I'm going to leave that ready. Now I've got a couple more ingredients, but let's get these smaller mushrooms in now. Okay, and I'm going to crank the heat up a bit, get things moving. Now, if you've got any questions at all, please do post them in the comments below. And also, I'm going to run a competition. So if you want to win some of this vertical stack bakeware from Masterclass, please make sure you comment, like, and share this video with your friends and family on your Facebook feed, and it will automatically enter you into competition. We'll draw it next week. And Masterclass, who are my corporate sponsors, who help me make this program, will send you some of this amazing bakeware, all vertical. So when you open your cupboard door, the tray that you want isn't at the bottom. It all stacks up, it all stands there, and it means you can get to everything. So I'll use that on the next recipe. Right, mushrooms are going. Right, I'm going to add my butter in now. All right, can we see that all right, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to toss that around. Turn my fan on a little bit. Now we're talking. Once that butter hits the pan, that's when things get exciting. That's when my mouth starts to water thinking about this incredible dish. Oh. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more herbage. So let's just clean my worktop. Now, also, if you want the recipe, make sure you scan the QR code that runs along the bottom of the screen. That will take you to masterclass.co, which is the website with all the information about all the products and all my recipes. You can get them there. Okay. If you miss any episodes, make sure you go to my YouTube channel and you will find them all there. Okay? So every time we go live, we archive it onto YouTube. So you can always catch up really easily. Just go to Peter Sidwell in the search bar and you'll find it. Now, come on, Carlos. For a man who doesn't like mushrooms, that looks good, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
It does. Right, fresh sage. A little bit of fresh rosemary, a little bit more thyme. I like to put it in 2 stages because I think you get that really nice herby flavour. I've avoided garlic for my mate across the road today. So, let's just chop those through. And then in we go. Rosemary, thyme, and sage. Beautiful. And then, do you know what this is, Carlos?
Yes.
Yeah?
Worcestershire sauce?
Worcestershire sauce. Do you have that in Spain?
I think so.
Do you?
I never tried it before I moved here.
Have you not?
I still can't pronounce it.
Not just for a Bloody Mary, this.
That's
where you know it from, isn't it? Okay, let's get our toast. There is our toast. I think we need to butter it. Since Emily's not here and she tells me off about butter all the time. Right, there we go. Proper wedge of toast. Mushrooms look amazing. One last ingredient to add to there. Worcestershire sauce. Now, I know somebody from Sheffield is going to tell me to use Henderson's. And also somebody in Hawkshead in the Lake District will tell me to use Hawkshead relish. But for the sake of global peace, we're going Worcestershire sauce today. All right, it just adds a depth of flavour. It really, really does. Oh, that smells good. That is good. Right. Let's get our plate. It's a quick one today. I told you it was. On toast. Quick, packed full of flavour. Just going to let that Worcestershire sauce reduce and absorb into the butter, and it's now kind of made an amalgamation. It's sort of absorbed together with the butter and made a beautiful sauce. Now, if you want to fish out any of the big pieces of herbs, go for it. If you wanted to chuck pasta in here and make it into a full meal, easy. Just cook the pasta, pair of tongs, lift it in, stir it round, bit of parmesan. Amazing. Be beautiful. But that is a masterclass on how to cook mushrooms properly. And if my mum's watching, I hope you are taking note, because this is how you do it. All right? So I think it's really good to create, or use, should I say, lots of different mushrooms, because you just get so much more flavour, you get different textures, and you do get the most amazing breakfast, lunch, dinner. It could be whatever you want it to be. Now, if you want the recipe, scan the QR code on the bottom. It will take you to masterclass.co, and please make sure you enter the competition, because I want to give away some amazing equipment from Masterclass. So that is my masterclass on how to cook mushrooms. Okay, time for the most incredible cheese on toast. Now we're going to go with the rare bit, so it's a very British dish. It's made with amazing cheese. I'm going to use some egg yolks in there to richen it up. It's cheese on toast. Like a bit of cheese on toast, Carlos?
Yeah.
Everyone likes cheese on toast, but we're going to make it amazing. It's a masterclass in cheese on toast. On toast? Yeah, cheese on toast. So, after you've watched this, if you want the recipe, scan the QR code along the bottom. You will want the recipe, because it's amazing, this one. Very easy to do, perfect for brunch, you know, really, really good. Amazing. If the toast's if your bread's a little bit past its best, this recipe's a good one for it. So, scan the QR code, it'll take you to masterclass.co. They are my sponsors, and on their website you will find all my recipes, loads of information about all the equipment that I use. Okay, so let's get a good slice of old sourdough. This is a Jewish rye sourdough bread, but you could use whatever you like. I'm going to do 2 slices because I feel like me and Carlos are going to eat this today. Would I be right in saying that, Carlos?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we're going to butter our bread, and then we're going to toast it. And this is something I learned many, many years ago when I first started out as a chef. This is how we used to do posh fried bread. We'd butter it and then grill it, and it's really good. Okay? So, let's just whack that under the grill. Now, these are vertical stack bakeware from Masterclass, so they stack that way in your cupboard. If you want to win some, I'm going to give some away, so make sure that you like, share and comment on this video, and that will automatically enter you into the competition, and I will draw a winner out randomly next week, and I will message you to let you know you have won them. Send me an email and we will ship out some amazing cookware. Right, let's pop that under the grill for a couple of minutes while we talk cheese. All right, Lincolnshire Poacher. Don't know whether you've heard of this cheese, have you?
No.
I know, it's got your, yeah, that's pricked Carlos's curiosity.
Another new thing.
Well, I tell you what, Lincolnshire Poacher is a good cheese. It is good, it's delicious. And I saw it the other day in my local supermarket. I thought, we're going to use that. We are going to use it. So, we're going to cut off the skin. In fact, it's so delicious. Look, I nibbled it before we even started cooking. So, there you go. It's a lovely cheese. If you can't get Lincolnshire Poacher, get a really good vintage cheddar. I'm going to cut a piece off for Carlos to try, because I know he likes his cheese, don't you?
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to use one of the stainless steel storage containers because it's brilliant for once you've made this mixture. You might not need it all, so it's great to be able to mix it all in the storage container that you can then just whack in the fridge. There's no point making any more washing up than needed. What do you think? You like that, don't you? Yeah. So, going to grate my cheese in. We're going to use 2 types of cheese for this, okay? So this is the flavour, all right? This is where you want to use a good, you know, the strongest cheese, sort of cheddar type cheese. You could use red Leicester, but use a good red Leicester. You could use double Gloucester if you wanted to. Wensleydale, if you really want, if that's what you fancy, you could go Wensleydale, Lancashire cheese, whatever takes your fancy. Now, got my cheese there. We've got some fresh mozzarella. Now, I've got very little flavour mozzarella, and I'm using fresh because I like the way it just kind of blends and mixes together. Okay, so all I'm going to do is squeeze all the excess moisture out and then just tear it up. This is going to give us a nice sort of stringy, stretchy filling, but it's not going to take away from the flavour of the Lincolnshire poacher. Okay, so we've got a fresh mozzarella ball. I've gone for cow's milk mozzarella, not the expensive buffalo milk mozzarella, because to be honest, that is just for eating. Buffalo milk mozzarella is delicious. Just eat it, don't cook with it. Okay, so what we're also going to do is add a couple of egg yolks. And this will give us our richness, and this will take us from cheese on toast to a sort of a more rarebit style sauce. This isn't a true rarebit recipe. This is a quick, easy fix, which I actually prefer because I feel sometimes rarebits, you have to make like a roux, which is flour and butter and beer, and make a white sauce, but with beer, and then you add the cheese in. And if you don't get it right, it ends up with cheese sauce on toast, and it doesn't work. Let's check our toast. Oh, nice. So this kind of avoids all that, and it just makes the most incredible filling. So I've got 4 spring onions here, and these are going to give us a really nice sort of savoury kick. Okay, so we're going to use all the white and all the green. So we're going to really finely chop the white, really fine. And then as we get to the lighter green, we're going to chop through that. And then as we get to the tops, we'll kind of open our knife out a little bit more, because you've still got flavour there, but it's a little bit milder the further up you go. Okay. So now we've got cheese and spring onion or green onion or scallions. There's a lot of different words for those. What would you call them, Carlos? Green onions?
Spring onions.
You use spring onions?
Yeah.
Okay, so in go our spring onions. Let's grab a spoon. Let's mix this together now. Okay, so we've got our fresh mozzarella ball. We've got our grated cheese, Lincolnshire poacher grated cheese, spring onions, and the egg yolks. And what the egg yolk will do, as it melts, it kind of firms it up, makes it like a sauce almost. So the only thing that I really need to do is add a dash of Worcestershire sauce, because cheese and Worcester sauce is just epic. It really is. Okay, and that is our super simple rarebit. Now, with this rarebit, you could make more than you need, and actually you could fill a chicken breast and cook it like that. It'd be delicious. You could stir it through pasta if you wanted to. You could put it onto some smoked haddock and bake it in the oven. That's really good. So there's loads of uses for it. So it's a really good recipe for doubling up. Now, our toast is just started to crisp up now. Okay, so we can turn that over. So butter side now goes face down, all right? And then we take our cheese, make sure it's had that good mix, all right? And then we spoon it onto the bread. What are your thoughts on this, Carlos? You looking forward to trying this?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be good. It's not just any old cheese on toast, this. This is like really great British inspirational cooking, and we've just sort of played with it a little bit. We've kind of used the inspiration of Welsh rarebit and kind of changed it up a bit. It's a bit of Lincolnshire, it's a bit of Worcestershire, it's even a little bit of Italy with mozzarella and some Jewish rye. So it's from all over the place, but it's centered with lovely British ingredients, which is what I love. Now, a little bit of Worcester sauce on top. That'll just give it a zing. And then we'll get it under the grill. And while it's grilling, I have got a little addition for you. Okay, so let's grill that cheese on toast. Now, I've got some vinegar that I'm just going to boil up there. Nothing too interesting there. I'm just going to rinse this off. Now, I'm going to show you how to pickle some onions. Just a very gentle pickle. So it's not like when you go to the fish and chip shop and you've got that random jar of pickled onions that sit on the side. This is going to be a delicate, light pickle. So I've got my vinegar just coming up to the boil there. Now, peel the red onion here, okay? It rolls around. So it's quite hard to slice. So what camera are we on, Carlos?
Number 3.
Number 3, which is number 3? Okay, so can you see the onion all right?
Yep.
I'm going to just cut a little bit off there. Now, it no longer rolls around. So I'm much safer when I'm chopping, and it's much easier, okay? So all I'm going to do is push the knife through. And I want the thinnest sliced onion you can possibly manage, okay? So if you have any questions about today's recipes, please do post them in the comments below. I love to hear from people. I love to be able to help. I love to hear what you've cooked. If you've seen something that we've made, let me know, because it's always great to hear how you've got on. Send me a picture. It's really, really nice to hear how people get on. So, last few slices. It's important that you do this while your vinegar is coming up to the boil, okay? There we go. That will do for now. Right, let's take one of our little stainless steel storage containers. These have changed my life in the kitchen. I love them. I can put stuff in them and just whack them straight in the fridge, and they're there and they're ready. Now, vinegar up to the boil. I want a little bit of salt, like 1-2 twists, okay? A little bit of pepper. There we go. And then boiling vinegar. Straight in. Important that you do it when it's boiling. Okay? And that is just going to pickle them lightly for a few minutes, and it takes the rawness away, and it just gives a beautiful tang, which is the perfect contrast for your cheese on toast. Okay, let's go and have a look, see what's going on the grill. Ooh, looking good. Right, this rarebit is bubbling away nicely. Have a look at that, Carlos. What do you think?
Oh, nice.
Looks good, huh? So, let's lift these off carefully. This is proper cheese on toast, this. We're not messing about. Right, let's pop that to one side. There we go. Let's just break those up. But you can see how it's melted. Look, can you see that stringy bit there, Carlos?
Yeah.
That's because of the mozzarella. If you only use poacher, Lincolnshire poacher or cheddar, you're not going to get that lovely stringy, you could use a bit of Swiss cheese, I suppose, if you wanted to, but it just gives you that really nice middle ground as well. It's mild, it's creamy, and it just kind of blends together with the egg yolk, makes it rich and delicious, but allows the Lincolnshire poacher to absolutely power through. So, I've got my pickled red onions here, and you can see, just give them a little squeeze. Let the vinegar in, and then all we need to do is just grab a few like that, pop those on, and now you've just got this amazing tang. Now let's go for the crunch, all right? I know you're gonna like this, okay? Oh, that is a good sound. I'm gonna try it for you because I know you're gonna want to know if it's delicious. I am in my happy place. All I need to do is just take this chopping board with me, go sit out there and look at the mountains. So if you want the recipe for this, make sure you scan the QR code, it'll run in along the bottom here, or go to masterclass.co, you'll get the recipes there. Please enter the competition. I'd love for you to win some of this vertical stackware, bakeware from Masterclass. There's loads of different bits in there, muffin tins, cake tins, loaf tins, baking trays. It's a brilliant range. So like, share and comment on this week's recipe. That will enter you into the competition, and I will pick a random winner next week, and I will message you direct on Facebook to let you know you've won. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you on the next episode.